I think I need a haircut. I think that's what the problem is.
Well, that changes everything.
I'm hearing about love juice.
Okay. You were the first one. You were the last one. Video killed the radio star. Video killed the radio star.
Get the feeling that they like to talk about.
Eyeless in the evening.
Yeah, just like putting a quarter in one of those peep show machines.
Finding money where his mouth is, riding the radio waves to stardom with Howard Stern. I'm Jane Pauley, and this is Time and Again.
The following program is brought to you in living color. Ladies and gentlemen, a good evening to you.
This is Lowell Thomas in New York.
The Beatles emerged on the earth.
Go, my fellow Americans.
I'm Chet Huntley, your host on...
We have 73 television cameras on Mayday Barrel.
President Nixon is actively...
One small step for man.
Hello and welcome to Time and Again. There is no audience like a captive audience, and there is no captive audience like the millions of Americans who drive to work each morning. To keep them entertained, amused, and distracted, nature has provided something called drive time radio, and anointed as its supreme leader, a now middle-aged Long Island man named Howard Stern. Maybe you've heard of him.
Howard and his wife Allison, they were together for 21 years, which by Hollywood standards, as we all know, is really a lifetime. And Stern was actually even known to boast about his ironclad marriage, and their official statement is that the split is amicable.
Controversial, uninhibited to the point of vulgarity, and sometimes painfully funny, Howard Stern likes to call himself the king of all media. Radio star, best-selling author, movie actor playing himself in 1997's Private Parts, and TV talk show host going up against Saturday Night Live. On this episode of Time and Again, a look at the Howard Stern phenomenon over the years, including a look back to 1982, when a 28-year-old Stern first started making a name for himself. But let's start in 1993, the year Private Parts, the book, came out, and Stone Phillips profiled Stern for Dateline.
With the Howard Stern Show.
Good morning, everybody.
Every workday, some 4 million listeners tune in for their daily dose of Howard Stern. The Sex Talk.
God, I'd love to have you naked in my bed right now. I would love to have you naked right now.
The Intimate Questions.
Are those breast implants?
No.
Really? Those are your own jugs? Those are your own jugs?
They bounce.
The Listener Phone Calls.
What is it, you creep? What are you afraid of?
No,
are you a criminal?
No.
Then what are you worried about?
It's just another day at the office for the bad boy of the airwaves, who has talked his way into more cars, kitchens, and bedrooms than anyone in the history of morning radio.
Are you a student of radio history?
Not at all. Couldn't tell you anything about it. I know Marconi invented it. I'm sure if he had found out that I would benefit from his invention, he probably would have smashed the damn thing.
Fans find his sexual banter, off-the-wall commentary, and celebrity interviews outrageously entertaining.
What is it?
LaToya's here.
Oh, good.
She looks absolutely incredible.
She'll be taking the witness stand in here as Howard Stern courtroom begins. I'm calling the first witness.
Is she coming in to defend her brother?
You are wearing the tightest stretch pants. You can't possibly be wearing panties.
That's very much on purpose.
Oh, how could you say that?
Oh, I can say anything. This is my show.
And detractors say that's precisely the problem.
Howard, you're a jerk. We're going to put you out of work.
They say on any given day, Stern, spurred on by his partner Robin Quivers, manages to say something outrageous about someone, whether it's a woman, a minority, a celebrity, a stutterer, even his own mother.
She wants me to kiss her on her lips. I'm like, I don't want to kiss you on your lips. You're my mother, for Christ's sake. I think my mother wants to get it on with me.
Your critics say that you are constantly crossing the boundary of bad taste.
Mm-hmm. I don't think that's
valid.
wrong.
Valid
yeah,
criticism?
that's valid. I don't think that's wrong. I don't think that's wrong to be in bad taste.
Is there anything that you consider taboo?
No.
Nothing.
I would talk about anything.
Don't you need to be somewhat concerned about the community in which you're broadcasting?
I've often said that the community in which I broadcast is filled with priests that rape young boys, that people murder each other in the streets. I mean, my community, you mean something that I say could possibly shock that community? I can't imagine it.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
All right, we're here with Rhonda Shear.
On the morning we visited Howard's studio on New York's Madison Avenue, This guest dropped by to promote her pictorial in Playboy. And if you think what you're about to hear is raunchy, keep in mind Howard's gone a lot further than we can show you in prime time.
Take off your red jacket.
They can't see my breasts? Well,
Yeah.
they're hanging a little. Look, he's shooting my breast.
Yeah, like that hasn't been done before.
So how does Rhonda make a living?
Rhonda makes a living going out and spreading her legs in Playboy.
Yeah, that's
Your references to women are almost always obsessed with their looks, their bodies. Many feel, and even some men feel, that you are demeaning to them at times.
I think I'm demeaning to all people at times. You know what I mean? I don't know that my personality is a guarded personality. You see, Stone, you have to worry about how you come off to women or men or your public. But I don't really care if women find me offensive, and I don't care if men find me offensive. I don't even care.
Are you guys not getting pictures of my book cover from that angle? I can adjust that. What?
Not from this side.
Hold on. And that'll help you. There you go.
You're personable, you are engaging, dare I say, even polite.
I'm a phony in real life.
In real life. And yet when you get behind the microphone,
I'll let you know exactly what I think. I've even done that with you. After I sit with you and we have a nice conversation, I then get on the air and talk about how I really feel about you. How angry I am that you're this good-looking man who walks into a room. I work on my hair for 2 hours, try to get an image together. I'm wearing ridiculous costumes. You walk in, women are falling all over you.
Somehow this attack dog demeanor sets in.
I'm angry. Come on, look at you. I'm captivated. I'm going to kiss you, for God's sakes, before the interview's over. Mother. See, I have a mother. Isn't that great? I have a mother.
Lipstick on your house.
Satan has a mother.
Despite his devilish on-air persona, Howard is by all accounts a devoted family man.
Oh, look at that.
Don't start with me, Howard. Don't start with me.
Mention my sister wants to meet you, yeah.
We spent an afternoon with the Sterns here at Howard's parents' home just outside New York City.
Come here, Father. Give me a kiss. On camera.
On camera.
The Stern men are not afraid to kiss.
Howard grew up in Roosevelt, Long Island, a mostly black suburb, with his parents and older sister Ellen. After high school, he went to Boston University, where he met his wife-to-be, Allison. They've now been married 15 years and have 3 daughters. And yes, Allison is also fair game.
I tied my wife up one night. I don't mind telling you what I did. Did she like it? She whined and complained that she couldn't move, and whined and screamed, and I untied her. But the whole idea of tying her up was so that even if she complained, she had to stay tied up.
When Howard starts talking about your private life, your sex life, does that embarrass you?
Sometimes it gets to me. It depends. You know, certain things are exaggerated and certain things are taken out of context. But, you know, I let him have a good time with it.
What are you looking at me for?
Do you ever worry about how your wife or your parents will react to things you say on the air?
It has caused problems from time to time. My wife has gotten mad at me from time to time, like when I went on the air and talked about her miscarriage, and it made her feel real bad.
And I think I just assumed it was a private incident in our personal life.
Obviously a miscarriage, a very, very delicate, sensitive subject for you.
Right.
Having just been through that.
Well, listen, and I felt that that was material for the air. I felt that if I'm going to go on the air and talk about everyone else, I'm open for a little ridicule as well.
But does that include your wife?
Yeah, evidently. Because
have you ever said anything on the radio that you have regretted saying?
No, never. Never. Never regretted saying anything. I don't apologize for anything I've ever said, and I don't regret anything I've ever said.
Do you regret having hurt anybody's feelings?
I guess on some level, if I've hurt somebody's feelings, I don't want to see anybody sit there and, you know, that's kind of a weird question, actually. I don't think I regret it, no. I don't. I don't think I do.
You hurt your wife Allison's feelings, I think, when you talked about the miscarriage, don't you?
I mean, in retrospect, she now realizes that it was probably no big deal, but at the time it did hurt her feelings, and I guess I really didn't understand why she felt so bad about it. And that's my failure, I guess, as a human being.
So who is the real Howard Stern? Well, in the end, it's hard to say.
We're going to leave now.
He's a sensitive family man who once prayed on the air that the FCC commissioners all die of cancer. He's an intensely private person who's made a career and a fortune prying into the private lives of others. He's a broadcaster accused of pandering to the lowest common denominator.
Hold it.
Yet recently invited to speak at Harvard, an invitation he declined.
That was 1993, the year of Howard Stern's best-selling book, Private Parts. 4 years later, it was time for Private Parts, the movie, and a return visit with Stern from Dateline Stone Phillips. We'll be back with that in just a moment.
An empire built on beautiful women
Playboy's the classiest magazine.
that cashed in on an American obsession.
You can't help but feeling great about yourself if Playboy wants to take pictures of you.
But when disaster loomed beneath the covers,
I really felt as if, my life was over.
it took an unlikely heir to rescue the family's risky business.
If I hadn't existed, he would have had me invented.
Original Skin, Playboy, and Profile. Tomorrow, 9 Eastern and Pacific on MSNBC.
We are healthy, strong, funny, energetic, even sexy. We take good care of ourselves, and we drink Ensure when we can't eat nutritious foods like these. Ensure provides essential vitamins and minerals you find in vegetables, calcium like in milk, and protein like in fish. Ensure is a source of complete balanced nutrition and energy, so we can get the most out of life. Drink Ensure, and drink to your health.
Let's make the driving experience more enjoyable.
We'll rent Jaguars, town cars.
And the Grand Marquis for $49.
Oh, the cars will have leather seats, a CD player.
And aromatherapy candles.
Oh. We don't really need aromatherapy candles.
Maybe not the candles, but the enjoyable thing is good, you know?
And hold, and release. And now take a journey to a beautiful, happy place. And Debbie, where are you? In a beautiful garden. Brad?
I'm on a sandy beach.
Richard?
I'm at my computer trading stocks on Ameritrade for $8.
$8? Flat rate?
$8.
I'm off the beach. I'm trading.
Far above the Arctic Circle, a team of scientists went in search of an ancient giant. On Sunday, the discovery is unveiled. Think big and watch with the world. Raising the Mammoth, a global primetime premiere. Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern and Pacific, only on the Discovery Channel.
No doubt about it, a lot of people wish Howard Stern would just go away. He won't, of course. Many of his millions of listeners like the fact that Stern pretty much says whatever he wants. If some people are offended, even hurt, too bad. When Private Parts, the movie, came out in 1997, it surprised some people who expected something juvenile and pointless. Instead, it was a surprisingly human rendition of Stern's true story. Dateline Stone Phillips took the occasion to revisit Howard Stern.
For our interview, we thought it fitting to invite Howard back to NBC, his former employer, at 30 Rockefeller Plaza in New York. To say he ruffled the peacock's feathers is an understatement.
Well, this is certainly weird to be back here because... Hey, Howard.
Hi, Howard.
Hey, guys. How you doing? Hey. Actually, when I walk into the building, I start remembering the fact that they maybe just get out of the building and they only let me take one cardboard box with me.
You see, WNBC Radio fired Stern in 1986 for stepping over the line too many times.
Hey, Howard. Hey, how's it going? Good to see you.
Now, 11 years later, Howard's back at the scene of the crime, heading up to the executive offices where the decision was made to fire him.
You're fired. You're fired.
You're fired.
You're fired. I think my whole life I craved attention. So to know that there was a boardroom filled with 10 and 20 guys all worrying about me was probably some sort of fulfillment of a dream. So the fact that I generated about $5 million worth of income didn't really matter to them. Hello, ladies. I hope I don't run into any management types, although I think all the guys who were responsible for firing me are now gone, which gives me some pleasure. Wow, huh?
Look at you.
See what happens when you go Hollywood? I look like you now, Stone.
Welcome back to 30 Rock.
I'm back. I'm triumphant. That's true.
Here we are.
Here I am.
Let's go do it.
Look at me.
Hey, hey.
Hey, now. Boy, you get better looking and better looking. Not one tooth out of place.
Don't start with me. Howard was off and running with that mouth that's been both a blessing and a curse.
Can we fade the lights down now, please?
Yeah, please. Some mood lighting for myself and Stone.
You talk about NBC, you talk about the FCC. I mean, isn't it possible that you are your own worst enemy?
Well, in a sense, you're right, because I wasn't a great broadcaster, as you saw in the movie. For me, it was, if I could really crack my head open on the air and literally show you what was inside, everything, warts and all, just expose all the raw nerve endings. If I could truly do that, it would be fascinating.
Howard?
But would it translate onto the big screen? Paramount thought so. And according to the studio, test audiences rated Private Parts higher than any film in Paramount history, including Indiana Jones and Forrest Gump.
What they said was that the movie was outrageously funny, which pleased me because all I ever wanted to do was make a funny movie. I didn't have a bigger agenda than that. But they also said it was romantic and it inspired them to follow their dreams. And in a way, I didn't expect to hit those notes with the film.
Do you feel like a grown-up? I mean, because your humor is so...
Juvenile. Yeah, no, I don't feel like a grown-up. I really feel like I'm still 9 years old. I still laugh at, passing wind, and I just think that's the greatest. Belching to me is the greatest. I still laugh at that kind of stupid stuff.
So somewhere along the developmental scale, you kind of just got stuck back there somewhere.
Yeah, and thank God. I mean, God, imagine if I became serious and pompous. It would be awful. It would be the end of my career. I truly don't feel like I've aged. I don't remember aging. And I still feel like that little kid.
Will you ever grow up?
I mean, if it hasn't happened by now, when's it going to happen? Maybe I never matured down there, and I guess I never matured up here. So, there it is. I'm still like a baby in both places.
You're a moron! Shut up and sit still!
But if Howard hasn't matured in those areas, his movie suggests maybe there's another part of him that has. His heart.
My wife has real issues with me. And I think in spite of those issues, at the end of the movie you say, I understand why they're married. I understand the charm of their marriage, I understand the friendship, and I understand the love. And I've never revealed that to an audience before. If the movie is called Private Parts, I better damn well reveal some private parts.
Howard Stern in 1997. A trip back 15 years and a very different view of things when Time and Again continues.
As simple as that.
On screen, she embodied sexiness and strength, but off camera, she privately struggled with her past. Angie Dickinson, an all-new Headliners and Legends tomorrow at 10 Eastern on MSNBC.
Please welcome today's guest, Drew Carey.
Well, today I'm going to show everyone how to install DirecTV.
Great.
First, you take your drill, your wrench, your stud finder. This will come in handy, just in case.
Fantastic.
And chuck it out the window. Because now, not only do you get more movies and sports and stuff and digital quality picture and sound, but installation's free too. DirecTV, now with local channels. My work is done here.
Kiplinger is awarded it Best in Class. Ward's Auto World said its engine may be the best V6 ever. It appears everyone is jumping on the Infiniti bandwagon. Then again, have you ever seen a more luxurious bandwagon? The Infiniti i30. It's all the best thinking.
Hey, sweetie.
Hey, everyone, this is Steve.
Nice to meet you. I'm Steve. Nice to meet you, too. Hi, how are you?
Fresh bottle of wine?
Hi, perfect.
To
Good friend.
At Wine.com, our experts guarantee you won't bring a bad wine. Wine.com, the best of wine.
Ask your doctor about Nasonex, the prescription nasal allergy spray that's non-drowsy and won't keep you up at night, taken once a day for relief from nasal allergy worries indoors and out. Approved for children 3 years and up. Side effects were generally mild and included headache, viral infection, sore throat, nosebleeds, and coughing. Nasonex, because the less to worry about, the better.
They call Joe Mammy instant coffee because she's easy to make.
Howard Stern is a familiar face these days with a measure of mainstream acceptance or tolerance that would have been unthinkable back when he was starting out. When Stern graduated from Boston University in 1976, he immediately gravitated to radio in Briarcliff Manor, New York, Hartford, Connecticut, Detroit, Michigan, and Washington, D.C., where he came to the attention of NBC's Doug Kiker in 1982.
She was so generous, she did so much for free, until they found out that she gave them all a social disease. There must be 50 ways to rank your mama.
His name is Howard Stern. His station, DC 101, Washington. He's on the air daily from 6 to 10 in the morning when the grown-ups are on their way to work and their children are off to school. And he is hot. In less than 1 year, Howard Stern has more than doubled the size of his station's early morning audience.
I've heard she's frigid, though she might just be hard to please. But if that's so, why does she douche with antifreeze? She says she likes it, 'cause it so kills her fleas. There must be 50 ways to rank your mama. I tell you what, let's come back. We're going to do a God weather forecast so you people know what's doing outside. Then we're going to, what are we doing? Oh, yeah, the story about the dentist who grabbed the 14-year-old girl.
Ooh. When word got out that we were taping the Stern Show, a group of concerned parents contacted us and asked for the opportunity to give their opinion of the program.
Well, I'm an adult, and I don't consider it humor at all, adult or child. I think it should be completely off the airways.
If somebody doesn't want to listen to my radio program, they should turn the dial and listen to some other jerk.
A lot of kids will tune into a rock station, and they're looking for rock and roll music, and they're getting a guy pandering smut to kids.
Oh, my God. Oh, it's disgusting.
I do not allow my children to listen to Howard Stern.
Any parent who tells their kid not to listen to me is probably just a hypocrite, because when they were kids, they would have listened to me.
And he would do a rank out on a mother, right?
They call Joe Mammy instant coffee because she's easy to make.
And the kids call in with their own rank outs on mothers. And I'm a mother. And you know, I've gotten them this far. These kids are teenagers, and it's heavy out there. I hate it.
Stern, you're so ugly. When you was a child, your mother used to sit you in a corner and feed you with a slingshot.
There's a whole bunch of people out there who are out of their minds, and they need something to listen to, and that's me.
One of the parents, Tom Arnold, became so incensed by Stern's program that he tried to launch a one-man advertising boycott.
But I did get responses back from the sponsors that I wrote to, and many of them have pulled their advertising from that particular station. And if they're not going to support the station through advertising income, then the station sooner or later is going to get the idea that maybe we shouldn't do this.
In the beginning, some sponsors said, hey, we're not interested in you, and that hurt, and it was tough. And now I'm happy to say that we're selling like crazy. A lot of people want to sponsor this because think about it. People obviously want to hear this kind of radio, and sponsors want to reach people. It's the vocal minority that screws the whole process up. If people didn't want to listen to me, I wouldn't have the ratings. It's as simple as that.
Howard Stern is far out. Washington needs a radio station like this.
Very funny, but he's kind of sick, too.
I have a 9-year-old daughter, and she's usually at school. But would I let her listen?
I'm a wild and crazy guy. Well, Howard Stern is a wild and crazy guy.
Vietnam at dinner time was bad enough, but this stuff over my Cocoa Puffs is driving me crazy.
That 1982 report from NBC's Doug Kiker got people's attention. When Howard Stern left Washington soon after to come to WNBC in New York, he was under close scrutiny. But that didn't stop Stern from being controversial, and WNBC fired him in 1985. That didn't stop Stern either. When we come back, Howard Stern tangles with the FCC and with Tom Snyder in a moment.
Are you out of your mind?
I don't think he wanted
You
to.
have lost your mind.
On the next Hardball, will women decide the race for the White House? Who will voters trust on education, health care, and Social Security? Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern on MSNBC.
Please welcome today's guest, Drew Carey.
Well, today I'm going to show everyone how to install DirecTV. Great! First, you take your drill, your wrench, your stud finder. This will come in handy. just in case.
Fantastic!
And chuck it out the window. Because now, not only to get more movies and sports and stuff and digital quality picture and sound, but installation's free too. DirecTV, now with local channels. My work is done here.
A 260 horsepower CL Type S from Acura.
Happy birthday, dear. I'm over here, Grandma.
Well, come on, baby, show everyone.
Say, Slayer. Seated. Maybe you can sell it. To who?
Half.com. Buy for half, sell for half.
Slayer ist das super offen, geil.
Yeah.
I can't stay here another minute.
Not what you need to hear. Then Super 8's where you need to stay. As clean as can be, 1,800 times over. Clean, friendly Super 8. All the room you want.
It's taken thousands of hours of work for us to reach these numbers. But for you to reach us, all you need is this number. 1-800-4STRONG. You're one call away from a strong portfolio.
Robin, I am your #1 fan. My body quivers when I see your perky cans.
Oh, here we go. You didn't write this.
Since 1981, Howard Stern has been Peck's bad boy of radio. And for all that time, playing Tonto to his Lone Ranger has been Robin Quivers.
I'm sure
you know,
it's bubbly.
she of the witty retort
Oh,
and raucous laugh. Well, now Quivers is laughing all the way to the bank as her new book, Quivers, A Life, hits the New York Times bestseller list.
Thank you.
Thank you. Love the book.
Thank you.
But these folks lining up for Robin to sign their book are going to find a Quivers they didn't know even existed. Sexual abuse at the hands of her father, depression, even thoughts of suicide. Not exactly what her friends and co-workers were expecting either.
Okay, so Howard reads the book.
Yes.
And his first reaction when he sees you?
He said, Robin, I can't look at you. He says, I didn't know who you really were, and I'm having trouble looking at you today. Because there was a wide gap in the perception of who I was and what I have experienced.
Women always fall in love with their divorce attorney. They always do. It doesn't even matter what they look like.
I wouldn't say always. That's a hasty generalization.
Hasty generalization, I'll back up and prove.
Each weekday morning, Howard Stern and Robin Quivers deliver that 1-2 punch in what's always seemed to be a pretty good relationship.
In the book, you describe Howard as your best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yet, you also talk about that there were times when you were less than, you hated him, basically. You hated his guts.
Yes, and those were times that I was really not perceiving things exactly as they were, and we were having some career difficulties at the time. And Howard has responded to those sections of the book as well. He came in one day and he said, my wife has told me I should stay away from you. And he continually refers to the fact that I say that at one point I was jogging on his face, you know, in order to learn to run. I just thought of stepping on his face every time my foot landed, and then I started doing it better.
So you learned to channel the hatred.
Absolutely.
You
it was very
could use
positive. I lost weight. I got into shape.
Robin Quivers' prescription for not getting manic? Well, just keep working with a maniac. Get a successful radio show and a best-selling book. For today, I'm Al Roker.
We've been tried, convicted, and probably in some people's minds, executed.
Without benefit of a trial.
Is your cartridge out of ink? Don't replace it. Refill it with the Universal Inkjet Refill System. It works with all inkjet printers or fax cartridges for only $5 per refill. Fill the injector with ink from the bottle and insert it into the cartridge. That's it. Place your cartridge back in your fax or printer. Universal works with any make, model, inkjet printer or fax.
I have a home business, and it used to be such a hassle for me to run out and get a replacement cartridge. Now I have the Universal Refill Kit. It's so easy and inexpensive, and it's there when I need it.
Order your refill kit for just $19.95 to refill your cartridge up to 4 times. Call in the next 10 minutes and you'll get 50% more ink free. Enough for 6 cartridges, a $180 value for $19.95 when you do it yourself with our refill system. And ask about our Color Inkjet Refill Kit.
To order the Universal Inkjet Refill System for only $19.95 plus $5.95 shipping and handling, call 1-800-452-9100 or send a check or money order to the address on your screen.
Welcome back to Time and Again as we spend some time over the years with the self-described king of all media, Howard Stern. Stern has a huge following and a big mouth, for which he is well compensated. He's been known to put his employer's money where his mouth is, risking and getting fined hundreds of thousands of dollars for violating FCC obscenity guidelines. The FCC drew their line in the sand on April 16, 1987, and NBC's Robert Hager filed this report.
Some call it shock radio.
I'm normal!
Others call it audio pornography. Howard Stern, a disc jockey now heard in New York and Philadelphia. Dahl and Meyer in Chicago.
I could use a bigger toilet bowl.
And others at a growing number of radio stations across the country.
Oh, Mrs. Reagan, I can see it now. The two of us lying on the desk on the Oval Office.
And that's tame compared to much of the material. A lot of it broadcast in daytime when children can tune in. And perhaps because young people do, it gets good ratings, makes profits for stations. Today, the Federal Communications Commission said enough. The old rule was that broadcasters could not use any of what the FCC identified as the 7 dirty words. The new rule will prohibit all language or material that depicts or describes sexual or excretory activities or organs, if it's obviously offensive by community standards. Disc jockey Stern, who was specifically warned by the FCC today to clean up his act, told reporters he doesn't need cleaning up.
I don't think anything we do is obscene or indecent, and I can't imagine that anything is going to change. Tomorrow, I'm going to go on and do the same show I've always done.
The American Civil Liberties Union charged the FCC was acting like an official nanny and violating the First Amendment, freedom of speech. But the FCC argued the First Amendment doesn't protect obscenity. Robert Hager, NBC News, Washington.
It goes without saying that Howard Stern is not everyone's cup of tea. He's blunt, outspoken, not particularly concerned with social niceties. He says what's on his mind, and that can make him a fascinating interview subject. It can also make him a challenge to deal with, as NBC's Tom Snyder found in 1991.
Audiences who have read about you have heard you defined as the king of shock radio.
Are we going to work out this thing between us first before you go into the serious
There's nothing
interview?
between us, pal. We do this half hour and we never see each other again.
No. There is something between us.
No, there's nothing between us.
You have bad rapped me before. I've read various newspaper articles where you have said that you don't like what I do. Isn't that true?
I have said that I am not a fan of your format. I do not care for what is called shock radio.
Now you listen to me?
Because I can't listen to you in Los Angeles.
But you think I'm shock radio?
I think
do you think that's an appropriate...
Now, do you want to come over here or...
No, wait a second. I'm curious.
Just a minute.
You think that that's an appropriate title for what I do, shock radio?
No, I don't. But that's the handle that you wear in the press. It's just that the kind of things that you and others do on radio, I am not a fan of. Now, that doesn't make
you... You don't think I'm funny?
No,
do you think I'm funny?
I don't think you're funny.
And what don't you like about it?
I watched a cassette of your show last night, the television show. You had lesbian dating game. You talked about the Sammy Davis cancer man. You know,
right.
Now this is all funny stuff to some people. Pal, to me, it's not funny. Now, that does not make you unfunny. It makes me...
makes you out of touch.
Out of touch, okay.
Right, okay.
And I admit that. I will admit that I'm out of touch with the Howard Stern kind of humor.
I think you do like me. I think that you're afraid to admit that you like me. Because there's something inside us all, something evil inside us all that likes me.
There's no question about it.
What the idea of the show is to convey real honesty on the air.
Okay.
To get away from the phony type of broadcasting where someone sits there and
You mean like
and
this?
bites.
You mean like this?
Well, in a way, yeah. Where people bite their tongue and are afraid to say anything. I mean, there are a million things. If I was interviewing you, I'd love to know about your days at NBC. I'd love to know your problems with NBC. I'd love to know your beefs with NBC.
But would you also want to know my toilet habits?
Yeah, I would.
Really?
Yeah. What are your toilet habits?
I want to tell you, Howard,
Yeah.
you've got to get out more, pal.
No, I would like to know
You spend too much time at home.
I mean, I don't know anything about you. I don't know your sex life. I don't know things about you. I'm curious, but you could always refuse to answer. But that would be interesting to see you refuse to answer.
Right.
This is like two mental patients arguing.
You're a broadcaster. I've read that you like doing radio in the morning. You like being #1. You aspire to do television, and you know, Howard, there ain't nothing wrong with that. I did that. Everybody does that. What's your definition of broadcasting?
I don't have a definition of broadcasting.
But when you got your first job, what did you want to do with your career as a radio guy?
I wanted to be on radio. My goal in life was to be on radio and do a goofy show, to go on the air and entertain people. You know, when I was a kid, I'd go sometimes into work with my father, and we'd be on the Long Island Expressway going into New York, and it would be 7 o'clock in the morning, and there'd be back-to-back traffic.
Gotcha.
No one could move, and for 2 hours, the guy's stuck in his car, and there's nothing funny, nothing entertaining on the radio. I used to sit there and go, if there was something good on the radio, if there was something fun to listen to, people would just, I mean, people would worship you. They would thank you. And that's what happens when I walk through the streets. People just thank me for giving them something. You, Tom, don't get into it because you, of course, have limousines and chauffeurs and things like this, and you don't have to commute to work.
Right, now
and when you commute to work, you need something entertaining to listen to.
Just a minute.
Tom, stop pontificating on my show.
No.
I'm here for plugs.
You know, you talk about me in the limousines. I walked over here from a hotel today. We're painting. Bravo. But does the audience know that Howard Stern's makeup person preceded him here by a half an hour today?
Right.
Okay. That Howard Stern's makeup person was very concerned that Mr. Stern's Evian water was ready when he got to the studio?
Well, look at me. Of course someone's got a makeup person.
Howard, you want all the trappings.
Well, of course I do.
You want limousines.
But I don't deny that. You do.
You make fun of me because
And what is wrong with wanting those things?
But you make fun of me for wanting it or for having had it. Howard, you want the same things everybody else wants.
But I accuse
you want to make $1 million.
I accuse you of being out of touch.
Your record.
I accuse you of being out of touch. You asked me what my theory of broadcasting is. Guys like you want to broadcast in a phony style. You want everything nice. You want nothing provocative. You just want to go along. Everything should be fine. No one should shock anybody with the truth. Nobody should do anything. Everything should be just fine. All the network executives should be happy. To me, the exciting part of broadcasting is turning on that listener in his car, who's trapped in his car for 2 hours, and then he finally makes it to work, and you know what? He doesn't want to leave his car because he doesn't want to miss what we're doing.
Trying to give the viewers a profile of the Howard Stern they can't hear on radio.
This is like an interrogation. Why aren't you trying to be nice? What the hell's the matter with you?
Yes, Howard.
Calm down. Now, what was the question again?
How you feeling, Howard?
I can't figure out how old you are. That's my problem. I don't know what it is going on here. What happened when you were an anchorman for a while?
You
have had more careers. Someone ought to interview this man. What am I doing here?
I have done more farewells than the student prince. You're
I know,
right.
but you're doing all right. Look, you make a good living. You asked me a question, and I forget what it was.
Yes, I did ask
all right.
you a question.
You were being very provocative.
Forgotten what the question was.
Oh, I blew it. Go ahead.
Nothing at all to do with
No,
you.
what were you saying?
With me. I was just wondering about your television show.
What was happening here was the ripoff of a city.
Stolen drugs.
Everybody knew that it was an inside job.
Massive cover-ups.
Nobody cared. The judges are corrupt, the politicians are corrupt.
Big city cops repeatedly accused of corruption.
We were the dealers. We were the bosses.
If these officers can't police their own, who can?
The whole bureau had to be on the tape.
Former cops and informants take you behind the blue wall of silence. Crime Files, Monday at 8 on MSNBC.
There are over 800,000 job openings
for internet specialists right now.
3 million more in the next 5 years. By the time I'm 18, over 1 billion jobs will require internet skills. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Virtually all internet traffic travels across the systems of one company, the same one sponsoring thousands of networking academies. Cisco Systems, empowering the internet generation.
We ready?
Are you?
Like the Amanita villosa, the Amanita virosa is a white mushroom that grows in Nova Scotia. However, unlike the villosa, it's poisonous if ingested. The same mistake can happen investing internationally, if you base decisions strictly on geographic, region, or industry. That's why American Century's international team makes its investments company by company based on earnings growth, which earned these funds impressive ratings. We think it's just a smarter and healthier way to invest. Call 1-888-ACI-FUNDS.
First, I'm I'm gonna go to my club and you can go to yours. And when I'm done playing, I'll call you and we can swim in Mickey's pool.
Oh, are you the cruise director?
Now, I have some plans later, so you'll be on your own. And do you mind having dinner alone tonight? After that, we can all see the show together.
On a magical Disney Cruise Line vacation, you're the director of your dreams.
Hey, aren't you glad I thought of this?
Call and discover uncharted magic.
It's coming, allergy season, and if you suffer like I do, you can stay indoors and miss all this, or talk to your doctor about Claritin. Just one tablet brings 24 hours of non-drowsy relief from seasonal allergy symptoms.
Claritin has a low occurrence of side effects such as headache, drowsiness, fatigue, and dry mouth. All were similar to sugar pill.
You can't control allergy season, but with Claritin, you can help control what allergy season does to you.
Are you out of your mind? You've really lost your mind. You have lost your mental capabilities.
You know, you made one day of my life especially miserable for me.
Go ahead.
It was the day that, I got fired or left a news anchor job in New York to take whichever. Okay, I got fired.
I knew you were hostile for some reason.
But
I knew you were hostile.
Wait a second. Let me take
you
off.
You couldn't handle what? What couldn't Tom handle? What couldn't you handle? What are you, a baby?
Tommy couldn't handle the fact that Howard said that Tommy didn't like Oriental people and made fun of them and was a racist.
And do you think that do you think that someone takes that for real when I say that?
Yes,
Coming
I
from
do.
my mouth. You think that people are learning from me?
Hey, Howard, let me tell you something.
You think that people are turning to me for opinions on Tom Snyder?
Let me tell you something.
And I said you don't like Oriental people in a serious vein.
Hold on a second.
Tom, you're hallucinating.
I have people who listen to me, I know far fewer than you on radio, who think I'm sending them messages over the air to come and visit me, to have dinner with me.
So you're going to blame me for those people?
Of course I'm not, but I'm saying to you that what you don't realize is that what you broadcast to people, and I will grant you it's a minority, take as the gospel truth. And if you say that I am a racist, or...
So all humor should stop because Tom feels bad for a couple of mental patients.
I'm hostile.
We're going to stop having entertainment, sarcasm, humor of all kinds because there are 3 or 4 people in the audience who can't get the joke.
Boy, I got to tell you, you see it your way and your way alone, don't you?
And you know what, I'm right. And you only wish you thought like me.
Hey, but what I'm getting to here is, it's like, people who write about you in magazines and newspapers and they say derogatory things about you that aren't true. There are people who read them, Howard, and they believe them. And there are people who hear you say, Sammy Davis wanted to kill himself, that
but
I am
of course, and that's a positive message.
Wait a second, why are you yelling at me?
That is a positive, because you're yelling at me. That's a positive message.
You yelled first.
And I'm the one who's supposed to be a maniac.
Admit it, you yelled first.
This is a positive message. When you tell people not to smoke.
And when they hear you say these things, they think, Howard Stern said Sammy Davis wanted to kill himself. Howard Stern said A, B, C, D, and they take it as gospel. There are people...
But of course, do you think there's something wrong with what I've just said?
Wait a second. Yeah, I do.
You don't think Sammy Davis Jr. was killing himself with cigarettes?
I don't think...
Are you out of your mind?
I don't think he wanted to.
You have lost your mind.
I don't think he wanted to.
You know what is happening?
At least
you are getting old, and you are afraid of your own death.
At least I had one to lose.
You cannot cope with the fact that you're going to die someday. You think you're going to go on forever. You've really lost your mind. You have lost your mental capabilities.
Hostile.
You're sitting here thinking that people take humor seriously.
Out of date.
When Robin Williams makes
the air.
When Robin Williams makes a joke, do you think people get the joke? Do you think people get the joke?
If you're comparing yourself to Robin Williams, I'm not the one who's out of touch.
You're so full of it that it's frightening.
No, you're the one who's
You are blaming a disc jockey for the ills of society,
no, I'm not.
And that shows your mental incapacity.
You're not a disc jockey. You're an entertainer.
You are nuts.
And you're a broadcaster,
an entertainer, whatever you want to call me.
You take the responsibility of broadcasting.
Do you think I'm doing a serious show?
So lightly that it's terrifying. No, I don't think you're doing a serious show. You think you are.
You are a kook.
Hostility.
A kook who deserves to be put you in a mental hospital.
What other normalcies do you have in life that you share with all the people that listen to you and watch you?
Oh, boy, Tom, this is some exciting interview. Well, I'll tell you something. This is
it sure beats being yelled at, I'll tell you that.
Okay, so what is different and amusing about my wife, my life, my wife?
Normal.
Well, I think
I'm the one who doesn't pay attention.
I'm a man who must go to bed at 8 o'clock every night because I get up at 4 in the morning, and it doesn't leave a whole lot of time for me to have sex with my wife. All right.
Okay.
All right. Would you like to hear about that?
Hey, wait, let me do the act right. Oh, fair enough, sir.
Okay,
yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, good.
Let's move on.
Yeah, let's.
It doesn't leave me a whole lot of time. Do you realize how big I'm going to be in Los Angeles?
And then when you and Mrs. Stern go out,
Mrs. Satan, yes.
I'm sure that people come over and they want to, touch you and get your picture.
They idolize me.
Worship.
I'm a guy who keeps them entertained.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. There's not a whole lot of celebrities in New York.
So one of the things that's difficult about being Howard Stern...
You don't smoke the cigarette anymore,
Not
do you?
anymore.
All right, there you go. I'm missing that.
But I still do the laugh. Imitation is the sincerest form. Look at all the people that imitate your style on radio, coast to coast.
That is very true.
Yeah. They all want to be Howard Stern.
And what a dream.
But they're not funny,
right.
Okay? They're not inventive. All right, and they're not sincere.
Well,
that's why you're the king.
I'm the king.
I would thank Howard Stern, but that's phony. That's polite stuff.
Well, how about being real and saying, I'm here for a plug, not to meet you or to sit and talk to you, and would you allow me the final plug, one Stern? Would you allow me to say that this is the stuff the government banned, that you are opposed to censorship?
There's nothing wrong with your set.
Are you opposed to censorship?
Sleep tight, America. Good night, everybody.
Whether he's playing serious or toying around, Tom Hanks made it big by playing small characters. His career on Time and Again, tomorrow at 7 on MSNBC.
You know Chandler's not real, right?
The wisecracking Chandler tells all. Matthew Perry on his new movie and the future of Friends. Weekend Magazine tomorrow, 8 Eastern on MSNBC.
I love to call my old teammates, and I can call them anytime I want, thanks to MCI Fasteners every day. So, Bucks, how's the team?
Well, Michael, it's a rebuilding year.
With MCI 5 cents every day, calls are only 5 cents a minute, every evening and all weekend long. Hey, Bugs, any bright spots?
There is this Australian kid. Got moves just like you.
Stay in touch with old friends and new. Just call 1-800 every day to join.
Once there was a princess who fell into deep despair when her love for butter was doomed by wicked cholesterol.
Oh dear.
No one in all the kingdom could wake her.
Who's that?
No matter what riches they offered her. Until...
I can't believe it's not butter.
I can't believe it's not butter!
Made with real sweet cream buttermilk for a fresh butter taste without the cholesterol. The taste you love without the cholesterol.
David Cassidy, Sheena Easton, Ethel Kopa.
If you're thinking of great seafood, think Albertsons Meat and Seafood Department. We've got case after case of the most delicious seafood you can imagine. Whether you're broiling salmon, cooking crab legs, or serving shrimp, we've got just what you're looking for at prices you'll love to see. And if you'd like tips on preparing your favorite recipes, our helpful experts always have great ideas. Albertsons Meat and Seafood Department. It's another great reason to make us your store. Albertsons. Great service and low prices together like never before.
So-called shock jock Howard Stern is broadening his horizons. The controversial disc jockey whose show is syndicated around the country is running for governor of New York. Stern says he'll run on the Libertarian Party ticket against Democratic Governor Mario Cuomo. Among other things, he favors the death penalty and wants to abolish the FCC, and perhaps his most popular stance, an increased effort to fill potholes, with all of the work happening overnight.
Howard Stern's run for governor in New York didn't get very far in 1994. Not politically, anyway. It was pretty good for publicity, but Stern soon tired of the political life, particularly the part about financial disclosure requirements.
In March, we brought you Howard Stern's announcement he was going to run for governor of New York. I'm going to stagger tolls, and I am going to bring back the death penalty. Well, radio's bad boy quit the race earlier this month. He said he won't comply with a state law that says he must disclose all his personal finances. But he did leave the door open.
Anyway, with much regret, I have to tell you now that I am resigning from the campaign. I am stepping aside, but I will run for Pope.
Howard Stern is notoriously unapologetic for the things he says and does, but there was a notable exception in 1995. After the Hispanic star Selena was shot and killed, Stern played one of her songs on the radio with the sound of gunshots in the background. People were outraged. On April 6, 1995, speaking in Spanish, Stern attempted to explain himself.
Como ustedes saben, soy una persona satírica. Mis comentarios sobre la trágica muerte de Selena, sin duda, no fueron hechos con la intención de causar aún más angustia a su familia, amigas y a aquellas personas que la querían. Me enfuerce que la vida de esta joven mujer se le fuese arrancada sin sentido. Su asesina tiene que ser tratada firmemente por la justicia. Gracias.
The Selena episode did nothing to dampen the enthusiasm Howard Stern's fans felt for their hero. Later that year, they helped make Stern's latest book a bestseller.
And thousands of people turned out Thursday in New York City, where radio shock jock Howard Stern lived up to his reputation. That's him in the dress. He was there to promote his new book, Miss America, which in its first week of release jumped past Colin Powell's My American Journey to top the charts, the New York Times, and the Wall Street Journal.
And in a scene that's being repeated in city after city, thousands lined up in Los Angeles to buy Howard Stern's new book. Look at that crowd. They filled the streets to get the radio shock jock's autograph. I love that. The publishers say Miss America is the fastest-selling book in the history of publishing and one of the fastest rising on the bestseller list.
Okay, let's talk about Miss America.
Yeah.
Why the title, and how long have you been into cross-dressing, Howard?
Why Miss America? When I was a kid growing up, in high school, I would come down the steps. My parents were disgusted by me. I had started this growth spurt. I looked like a big, hairy pencil. I'm walking down the steps, and my father would look at me, and I'd be in my underpants, and he looked at his son, who was sprouting facial hair, and he'd go, "Oh, look, there's Miss America."
How long did your parents try desperately to work on you, Howard, and when did they just throw their hands up and say, this is not exactly a boy who's going to grow up and be a doctor?
Well, my father was always very disappointed in me. My father was the type of guy who wanted me to be a lawyer. He wanted me to go into politics. He felt that I would be a great politician, and I was always a disappointment to him, because all I ever wanted to be since the age of 5 was a disc jockey. And I had this grand plan to go on radio and change the face of radio, to make it completely different. I had the idea for this show when I was 5 years old.
Come on.
I swear to you. And my father would say to me, "You are horrible. You don't have a voice. You do not have a delivery. You don't read the newspaper. You don't study any books. You have to be well-versed to be in radio. You have nothing going for you. This is a ridiculous career choice." And yet I defied him, and I went into radio. And I proved that he was wrong. And that has been the whole basis of my life.
Has your father grown into accepting you the way you are?
Accepting me? Now the man's a leech. He will absolutely... Are you kidding? Now he takes full credit for everything. Come here, Father. Give me a kiss. On camera.
On camera. Give a kiss.
There it is. The Stern men are not afraid to kiss.
On screen, she embodied sexiness and strength.
Everybody knew her and everybody loved her.
But off camera, she privately struggled with her past.
We didn't use the word love a lot.
How Angie Dickinson survived to become a star. An all-new Headliners and Legends with Matt Lauer, tomorrow at 10 Eastern on MSNBC.
When dentures dream, they see the perfect denture cleanser. One with the stain-fighting power of Efferdent and the freshening power of Listerine. Well, little friend, dream no more. It's really here. It's called Efferdent Plus. It's extra fresh, and nothing gets your dentures cleaner. Efferdent Clean and Listerine Fresh. That's Efferdent Plus.
In the year 2000, how old will you be? Who can do the math? You'll be my age. Wonder what you'll be doing.
Back then, you couldn't imagine you'd be at Walt Disney World, still feeling like a kid. Come be part of a year-long Millennium celebration you'll never forget. Just call 1407-WDisney.
We'll be too old to do anything.
Tired of constant demands for new technology? Luckily, CDW, your direct solutions provider, can custom configure solutions from 50,000 top-name products. Like the Compaq Desk Pro EN series, with the reliability and flexibility of Compaq's computing solutions. CDW makes technology easy, so you're free to enjoy the rest of your day. Compaq and CDW, the smart call for business.
Sickness, the final frontier. Rice?
Got it.
Thank you. Boils. The train's coming into the station. It's just not stopping. That's the one. Anything for that? Yahtzee! See you next week. Even at the drugstore, you can do more with the American Express card. All right, Kowalski, Russo, O'Brien, the rest of you, maybe next week. Pipe down!
For all his success over the years, Howard Stern remained an outsider looking in when it came to mainstream acceptance. That changed somewhat in 1997 with the release of Private Parts, the movie, based on Stern's book about Stern's life, starring Howard Stern.
When a radio station's my screw-up.
In what way?
In the way that I got to figure out what I'm going to be. I mean, I don't want to be one of these disc jockeys that runs around the country, you know, looking for work all the time. I don't want to end up like that. It's so sad. It's so apparent to me now what I should be doing. I should be talking about my personal life. I've got to get intimate. And every time I feel like I shouldn't say something, maybe I should just say it. Just blurt it out, you know? I just got to let things fly. I got to go all the way.
You didn't go all the way before?
No, I mean, no. A lot of times I'm just holding back.
And I've journeyed over to Howard's beautifully appointed studio here in K-Rock to talk with him about Private Parts. He's in the middle of his radio show. Thank you very much for having us, Howard.
You know, that was a pivotal point in my life, actually. I was really down because in Detroit, my radio show did not exactly take hold. It was not a big deal. And I always felt that it could have been big in Detroit if I had just sort of, you know, been more honest on the air, more open on the air.
Is that where they turned into a country station, Howard?
Yeah, overnight, my radio station went country. I was working there 9 months, and a disc jockey calls me on the phone and says, hey, we've gone country. And I was like, out of my mind. I said, how could this happen? And I blamed myself. Even though the whole station was not doing well, I blamed myself because I felt I could have carried that station on my shoulders had I been sort of more honest on the air, more upfront, and I had, I really just let everything fly.
You tried to let things fly a little bit at that station, did you, Howard? Is that where you did the bongo drums? Is that where you had that weather woman in leather?
Yeah, and I tried some things, but I was also still playing music, and I was still listening to some program directors. I was letting them have influence over me. I really had this dream of doing this wild radio show. And what would happen to me is that program directors would and bosses would knock that dream down. I think there's lots of people in this world who run into the same problem. The problem is we have a great idea in life, whatever it is, and then someone, a parent or a boss, tells us we stink, and then we give up, and we lose our dream. And even though my dream was kind of a dumb one, to be on the radio, which is the dumbest dream in the world, that was my particular dream.
Don't say your dream is dumb, Howard.
Well, a lot of people have said it. You could say it for me, but it was kind of a silly thing, and yet it was important to me to become the #1 radio personality in America. And the only way to do that was when I turned to my wife, I said, I have got to go all the way. And I don't even think my wife realized what that meant at the time.
Prior to that, and I want to ask you more about Allison's reaction and then what happened later, Howard, but you sort of were trapped in this geeky FM radio DJ voice. Do that voice for me, Howard.
Well, when I first got on the air, the first time I got on the air, I was so nervous. As you saw in the movie, I really wrecked the radio station. I was horrible at it. And I remember I couldn't catch my breath because even though I had said my whole life since I was 5 years old I was going to be on the radio, I never actually tried it. So I get on the air and I couldn't catch my breath and my voice would tighten up into here.
Your diaphragm was probably in your throat.
Yeah, I would almost sound like Kermit the Frog. You know, I would be up here somewhere, and it was awful for me. And I just remember I said, how am I going to have this career if I can't catch my breath?
And in fact, people told you your voice stunk.
Yeah, oh yeah, every general manager said, because I was up here, so I was like, FM 107, WRNW, and this is the Howard Stern Experience. And I mean, I said lots of dumb stuff. I was trying to be like cool, and at some point I tried to, you know, be like an FM disc jockey, but I was out of breath. So I was the world's worst disc jockey, and yet you would think that with all these guys, and you saw in the movie, the first general manager tells me I'm horrible, and my father told me I was horrible, you think that I would have given up this idea of being on the radio. Because, you know, even all the guys I went to communications school with gave up on being on the radio. Because somewhere along the line they were told they were horrible. I don't know.
How come you didn't?
I think I was insane. Because if I actually sat down and analyzed it, I never would have been successful.
And there, in his own words, is the Howard Stern story in a nutshell. Stern is America's noisy answer to political correctness, freely venting whatever's on his mind. Often funny, often outrageous, seldom boring. If you're driving to work and the guy in the next car is laughing out loud all by himself, chances are he's listening to Howard Stern. That's Time and Again. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jane Pauley, and we're history.
MSNBC is a presentation of NBC News. More Americans watch NBC News than any other news organization in the world.
Hi, I'm Stone Phillips. How safe are you in a motel? Maybe not as safe as you think. That story and more right now on MSNBC.
This is Weekend Magazine with Stone Phillips. In this edition, you've checked into your motel room. You're home away from home. All you want is a little sleep, but could
You can only get at Foot Locker. Well, that's all for the House of Hoops.
The roof is on fire!
A respected Southland cheerleading coach facing charges he had sex with a 13-year-old boy. I'm Christine Devine. What led to the arrest on Fox 11 News at 10.
Twisted Tunes.
Be as bad as you want to be.
Twisted Teens.
Aren't you guys getting down?
Twisted Tuesday.
Oh, they spotted me.
Fox's Totally Twisted Tuesday with special episodes of The Simpsons.
In your little faces.
That 70s Show.
Give me your brandies.
Whoa! And an all-new twofer of TV's most totally twisted comedy, Family Guy.
I come bearing a gift. It's in my diaper, and it's not a toaster.
Fox's Totally Twisted Tuesday. It all starts at 8/7 Central.
Janikos, his